Lots of nuts. Blah, 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 blah. Got lots of stuff in the way. Got stuff all over my table. It is a beautiful Saturday night. Once again, it's time for some harping. What are y'all doing? What are y'all playing? How was y'all's week? Sasquatch Piper number 2. What's up, dude? How's things in your neck of the woods? It's a wonderful day for harp and had a pretty good week. New Clackamores are released today. There's lots of harps to be played. Took my son out to the museum today. Worked out 6 nights out of the last 7. So yeah, it was a good week. Oh yeah, this is Gorka. This is another instrument that I didn't appreciate at first because they're not really loud. They're not very sensitive. Not as sensitive as like the Mohan. The Mohan's absolutely slay sensitivity-wise. The reason I've been playing the Gorka a lot is because it's not screaming loud. If I get really loud here in like an hour when the kid goes down to go to sleep, it could possibly wake him up because some of my other harps, Litvinovs, Mohans, all that, they're just screaming loud. So I'm like, this Gorka, it's fairly melodic. It's kind of draw startable, and I can hammer and play it as hard as I want, and I know I'm not going to wake the kid up who sleeps just right up yonder there. Hey, Jamie Coda, it's the other Jamie. What's up, dude? I'm kind of using that draw start to keep my sustain going. Normally the harp would start to die off. If I'm using that draw start to keep the harp going. You can do the same thing with like, where are you? Oh yeah, like your Tamil Nadu. What's cracking, jacked up and dipping? Yeah, I believe it was you who sent me the video of the guy who made the harp out of the chew thing. We're gonna have you resend it. I'm probably gonna have you upload it to Google Drive and then make it give me access to it. Then I can download it to my computer, and then we'll put that at the end of one of these videos. But yeah, I don't have an awesome way to send to have subscribers send me videos yet to put at the end of my deals. But somebody told me that Google Drive, if you do a video on there, what's poppin', guitar guy? How are you doing? Just doing some harping and whatnot. And this is I'm playing some cheaper, less sensitive instruments. This is a Tamil Nadu Morsing, South Indian Morsing, really common instrument. A lot of people from India have them, super cheap. They got really hard rings, but they draw like a whistle. And one of the best draw starting instruments I just ended up actually selling. Skarain or whatever from California ended up buying it. She wanted an instrument that was good for draw starting. Sounds cool. Oh yeah. Hey, Aunt Joanne, how you doing? This is the South Indian Morsing, super cheap instrument, but really common over in India in the Carnatic style. I guess I was talking to a friend, Mr. Lahiri. He was saying that a Carnatic is a very mathematical way of playing music. I need to get into learning some Carnatic styles. I don't have any right now. I'm just a harp nerd, harp geek. Yeah, Guitar Guy says groovy. Yeah, it doesn't take the most expensive sensitive harp out there. This is a really cheap South Indian morsing. It's actually really rough. I kind of cleaned up the look of it by soaking it in Coca-Cola to give it a force patina so it would help stave off the rust. But yeah, I've been really getting down on this and the Gorkas, the instruments that aren't quite as sensitive because you're the instrument. You're like half to 3/4 of the instrument. Well, half, 40%. I don't know. Yeah, that draw starting, that's a whole nother art form. I'm keeping the instrument rolling because normally this instrument, it'll decay pretty quickly. It doesn't have a ton of sustain because these morsing, the reeds on them are, when you first play one, if you've never played that stiff reed of a harp, it'll probably off-put you a little bit. You're like, ugh, I don't like that. When I first played it, I was like, ew, I don't like that. It's too dang stiff. But I've been playing it quite a bit, and I'm like, there's a reason that a ton of people from India carry them. Well, a ton of people who play the harp from India carry these on them because there's a lot of groove to them. I'm not even hitting it. It's just that offset reed gives me that draw start. What we're doing is that offset reed kind of you sacrifice a little bit. It's not going to be as sensitive. It's not going to be as pure of a note, but it gives you that draw start. A good harp, any good harp, a Salagi, any of your good harps when they're brand new. And this is my new cup I got. A dude from Salina made it. Gnarly. But any of your good harps, the reed normally sits absolutely dead flat with your decks. That gives you really pure sound. Well, that you also can't draw start it. You can't just pick up, Kovatsiko. You can't draw start it. If you want to draw start a good harp that's not draw startable, just press forward on your thumb. Let's see if I can get this Kovatsiko going. Yeah, it's because it's an offset reed. So what you give up with in a morsing and some of the morchang in clarity, you're gaining with that draw start because your draw start on a harp that's designed for draws. Hey, Josh Putnam, what are you doing, dude? Your draw start gives you an extra added element, which you're sacrificing in clarity. You're gaining with that just having a draw start. See that I've never even hit the harp. You can add that in with your plucking, your pluck, and then pluck. I'm going for half the time, and then as the noise on the harp begins to decay, I'm and breathing in. Let's get off that. Oh yeah, today's the day. The new Clackamore actually released. Good friend. Hey, Michael Jadoka, what's up, man? How's the judo going? I haven't been into jits probably in 6 weeks or so. Been working on my website. Put together a whole bunch of Clackamore. Wayland Harmon. He invented the Clackamore. And I didn't so much like the Clackamore Jr. The original Clackamore were decent. The new Clackamore, and he's been sending it to me. I've been assembling them and stuff and putting them together. These new ones, they're adjustable, so you can adjust the gaps on them. You can adjust the tension. You can adjust the speed of them. What I've liked about them is you can get play pretty much clear up and down the reed. I've never been able to get that off the old Clackamore because there's just too much tension there. You don't have all that sensitivity, and I've been getting down on these quite a bit. Yeah, really digging the new Clackamore adjustable. That's the ticket because you can go. How's the website going? Any more Chang up there yet? Yeah, I was going to get more harps to get the rest of the Niega, get the Danmoy, get the more Chang up there, get there up there today. And you can actually message me on Facebook, buy more Chang directly from that. But my computer was messed up. I had to get a hold of tech support. It was a whole thing, so I didn't get any more harps up on the Harpery yet. But most of what's up there right now is Glazerin or Glazerin. Feel free to check it out. It's theharpery.com. The website, I've been impressed by how well it functions. It takes care of inventory, and as soon as somebody places an order, I get a notification right on my phone. I can scan their order, scan tracking numbers right back in. It sends them notification automatically. Digging the website. And I think on the 7th, the new Clackamore are going to be available at clackamore.net. I've got like 49 of them put together out in my garage. Waylon Harmon's got several hundred of them. Oh, you love the Dan Moy? I've got several hundred Dan Moyas in my basement now. Bass ones, mid-range ones. I think my mids upstairs. Dan Moy are fun, and that's another instrument. Dan Moy's not an expensive instrument. It's super cheap. Yeah, for those of you out there who don't know what a Dan Moy is, it's Vietnamese. It's a stamped or rolled piece of brass, and then it's got a really sharp reed on it. If you want to spend less than $10 on a harp and you want something sensitive, I would highly suggest a Dan Moy. Oh yeah, the bass Dan Moy. I like the mid-range Dan Moy. Let me go grab another one. Heck with it. Yeah. Here, I'll just grab this mid-range one to play it for you. Actually, the next person who buys from my website, I'll just throw in this Dan Moy. Yeah, if you're going to spend less than $10 on a harp, I would highly suggest the Dan Moy. Don't give them as a gift or let young children play with them because the reed on them is like a little razor blade needle. So even when you're cleaning them, when you wipe them off, wipe them this way. Don't wipe them back because a lot of times that reed will be sticking up. I ran a reed probably a quarter to a half inch into my thumb. It didn't cause a huge wound, but it was nasty having, that thin sliver of metal slid into your finger. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, since I went ahead and played this Dan Moy, I'll just throw this Dan Moy in on whoever next buys from my website. So that'll be an added gift. Let's see. Oh yeah, go back to the Clackamore for a second. I'm really liking my new cup. Bought something made by a local potter. I believe the thing said it's wheel thrown. I think that's where they put it on a wheel and spin it. It's got some good heft in it. Got it full of jasmine tea. Well, actually, since it's this giant mug, I've been taking big drinks of my tea, so my tea's about gone. And then I'm going to be sad. Oh, cool, dude. And we'll do some talking over email, and we'll see if you can upload that to Google Drive and then make it so that I have access. You change your privacy settings, I believe, and then I can download it, hopefully download it to my computer, then edit it to the end of one of my videos up and coming. Because in the past, the only way I've gotten other people's content at the end of my videos was having them mail me a thumb drive, which that's not very economical. So if having people send me videos of them playing, we could have every once in a while have a guest star at the end of every video. So that'd be gnarly. Have more people get into the harping. And Jacked Up Dippin', do you have that video up on your thing? Go to Jacked Up Dippin', his YouTube page. Maybe he'll have that video. He made a harp out of a chew can lid. Yeah, if you think a harp is a hillbilly instrument, a harp made out of a chew can lid, it's out there a bit. Clackamore has been a lot of fun. I really dig the adjustable ones. Waylon Harmon's going to have it. Oh, yeah, I'm getting a lot better. It's these new ones, the adjustable ones, are so much easier than the old ones, and especially the Clackamore Junior, because you can adjust the gaps in and out. It has a barrel, and then it also had a screw. This is one I kept for myself. I cracked it putting it together, then I glued it back together, and even though I put a crack in it, and this was one I kept for myself, it still plays absolutely awesome. And they're so much more sensitive than the old Clackamore. I think when we go up to the fest, I'm going to be playing it quite a bit because it doesn't matter what tuning somebody's in. A percussive instrument like this will go directly along with it. And you actually got you don't have any sustain because it's not a harp, but you actually got quite a big range. Says I'm on vacation, no fire height, and just harp play. Oh, nice! So it's probably nice to be out of the fires. You're probably getting ready to go into blah blah blah. Probably getting ready to go into fire season over yonder there. Wasn't it? Was it Missouri? You guys are from? Is it Missouri or Missouri? I like those. That's hilarious. My dad used to make sounds like that. I sucked in the inside of it. Oh, that's cool. I did do this for a while when Jillian would ask me for a pop, like soda pop, whatever you want to call it. She'd have to, hey, could you give me a pop? I'd be like, would you like another one? All right, let's keep it moving. What else should we play? What's everybody playing tonight? What's your taste in harps? And Scrain, Ski Rain, I can't remember your exact name. Do you like that Gorka, that really draw startable tailless Gorka? I'm gonna have to get some of those coming and keep one for myself because I didn't. Put the Dan Moy away before I kill myself with it. Oh, baby's not yet asleep. I've got the mechanical room door closed, so we should be all right. I'm gonna break out the Litvinov. I don't hardly ever play the Litvinov because normally when I play harps, it's in the middle of the night, and the Litvinov, like a Litvinov and G, it's not as pure as some of the other Gs, but it is a screaming loud harp. Yeah, check out this Litvinov. I got him making some more of them. Very beautiful. Not very cost effective. They are expensive, but this harp is loud. You gotta remember good posture when I'm playing open close. The Litvinov, it's pretty clear, but it's not as clear as like a Babayev G. But it's about twice as loud as a Babayev is. But I can only... Oh yeah, I know what harp I'm gonna play. Where's my Amenchionov? That harp. It's not. Amenchionov's a little bit dirtier playing than the Litvinov is, but it is. This 3-mount harp, and I've got a Burtsev coming. Burtsev, a Yakutian maker who invented this 3-mount technique. This is Amenchionov, but I got a Burtsev coming. Not this his 3-mount. I wanted to start off with his traditional Homus. But yeah, this is Amenchionov. No, you need an Amenchionov? Yeah, I commissioned 20 harps from him. He said this is about a month ago. He said it would be about 40 days. So here in the next week or two, I'll hit him up and see how long he'll be out. He's going to be sending me, is it 5 shipments of 3 and then a shipment of 5. I think he's also going to be making some stainless forged Munop because I believe all his instruments are forged. And this is his steel instrument. He's switching over to forging in stainless. Bill Amensionov is one to watch. He sent me 3 instruments, and they were I got a D, a G, and an E, and I kept the G2 for myself. This case cost me about as much as most harps did. Check this out. Oh yeah, careful. The harps be addictive. A lot of people are like, oh, I thought I'd just buy one. Let's see if I can do this here. These puzzle box cases are gnarly. And what I like about them is they're super protective. You can throw it in your pocket, but it's almost too nice of a case to carry on you. It's like those puzzle boxes. Oh yeah, I kind of just, when I play, I kind of zone out. Yeah, it's a puzzle. But yeah, the case cost about as much as most harps cost. So the other harp case, I just got necklaces for them, but gnarly case. It is a good addiction. Yeah. How much are one of these? They were $135 when they were steel. He's switching over to stainless. He said the price is going up, but he couldn't say how much. So like 3 mounts like this, and your cute homelesses. The box. I think the box. Actually, the ones with the necklace case were $135. I think the box added like $30 or $40. The box was It was a substantial increase, but something like this, there's no metal fasteners in this. This is all wood. Carrying it around in my tool bag, I ended up breaking a little bit of the peg on it. So be careful of that. But yeah, there's no metal fasteners in this. This is all wood. I can slide this out. It's actually just a groove. Everything's grooved. Something cool. So yeah, a lot of ingenuity goes into making a case like that. And it does have a deal where you can put a lanyard on it. Oh, that one that holds 4 harps. Oh yeah, I made that for a good friend of mine, another fellow North American jaw harpist, Porky Miller. He wanted to make him another plain case, and he's going to drill 2 holes in the sides. I'm like, I know what I'll do. I have this chunk of a honey locust, one of my favorite trees that grows here locally. Absolutely, really super hard wood. Honey locust, what I like about them is they grow real tall, and then they rain down these bean pods, and the bean pods actually will turn into dirt in about 4 months, and trees will grow right out of it. So you can literally have the bean pods fall on concrete, and they'll start growing trees up on concrete, which sends little roots in there and breaks up the concrete. Totally cool. Any place where the bean pods grow, it sterilizes the ground, so only honey locusts will grow there. And they have big thorns there that locusts or cicadas come, and they use the honey locust thorns to peel their shells off. We call cicadas around here locusts. And the wood's really pretty. And I took a piece of it and I clamped it in my vise, and I cut it tapering 2 directions, and I turned it 9 degrees. I cut it tapering 2 directions, so it tapers in every which direction, so you can have 4 harps on it. And I finished it up. It was mostly heartwood, really pretty looking. I'll have to make some more cases like that, especially when I get some more time. Hopefully in the next couple of years I can quit heating and air and go full-time harp making, building, selling, getting into the assembly, building a clackamore. So yeah, new clackamore, the new clackamore, sweet. Make a harp, please. I haven't made a harp in a while. I'll play one of the last ones I made. I'll play a couple of the ones I made. I made a melodic bass a while back. Yeah, there we go. Got 3 of the harps I used to make. I haven't been making any for a while. I'm paying like $1,800 to a company to build new dies for my machine so I can bend more consistently, because the way I've been using my machine, it's not set up to bend metal on the diagonal. But here's the one I made when Magoo, that white dog that you've seen in many of the past videos, he ended up dying suddenly. Yeah, if you get a hold of me, and I can put you on my list, my wait time is around a year or better, just because I'm not building that many harps right now. The last harp I built was 2 months ago. And this one I didn't tune it. It's got Magoo, our dog's name, engraved on it. Because I'm like, everything in the universe has a frequency, a vibration. And the day he died in our kitchen. Actually, got really sick and then just up and died. And I'm like, I want to capture a little bit of his soul, a little bit of his vibration before he leaves. So I just made the harp, and the note that it fell on, the frequency that it fell on, was where it got left. But normally I'll tune them. I'll up tune them to the next nearest note. Call them noisy bugs. Chikaras. Oh, cool. A lot of people call them cicadas around here, but mostly you hear them called locusts. And where I grew up, especially, nobody calls them cicadas; they call them locusts. I have a plan. I live in Oklahoma, so I live close to Kansas. Can we meet in Wichita? Probably not Hooters. I'm not gonna go into Hooters and hang out. But yeah, if ever you're in Wichita, we're in Wichita. Yeah, we'll go kick it or something. Or if ever you're driving through town here, you can drop by, check some harps out or something. I don't know. Here's a D I made a while back. Well, it was last summer actually. No, it was last fall. I set my harps up to be really good at the hillbilly breathing, my gaps and my way I do my tapers, my wits and all that work out really well for hillbilly breathing. Looking at gaps. Another one I built, it was what I call a melodic bass. I built a lot of really bassy instruments, not deep basses, but bassy, A1, B, or yeah, A1, B1, C2. This is A sharp 1, I think, A1 sharp. But this one seems to be particularly melodious. Check my third plane alignment here. There, that's what it is. This is how to adjust your third plane alignment. I hit the harp, I breathed in. It stopped pretty quickly. I hit the harp, I breathed out. It didn't stop. In, out. It kept going. That means my reed is tweaked just a little bit to the back, so I want to just move it just barely. And that will reinstate the melodicness of your harp. Got to be careful. It's easy to go too far, and it's hard to get a harp back to where it needs to be. That's how I adjust third planes. A little bit more. Come on. And you can actually almost see it sometimes. You just tuned in to watch me third plane align a harp. Ooh, I went too far. So now it's drawing. There you go. Yeah, I might have messed this up. Might have to take it outside and adjust it later on. Glasrin are the easiest to adjust third plane alignment on. Yeah, I've got it all sorts out of adjustment now. There it is. It's clear now. It had that bit of fuzz in it. It's closer to a bell ring now. And from playing a harp hard, when you hammer on them, a lot of times that'll bend them. Bend that reed outward a little bit if you're playing it outward hard. Bend it inward a little bit if you're playing inward hard. And to reinstate the clarity of that harp, you got to third plane line them. Glasrin harps are the easiest to do this on because you can actually sight down them and see it really easy because they sit absolutely flat. Should sit absolutely flat at the front of your decks. Do you know who Upchurch is? I do not. Is that a band or is that a person? Upchurch. I don't know about church. Oh, and then another instrument. I was getting down on it last night because I haven't. It's an instrument I really didn't appreciate when I first bought it up. I knew it was loud. I knew it was sensitive, but I'm like, yeah, it doesn't suit my playing style at the time. At the time I was doing lots of like it was over a year ago. It was not last Christmas, but the Christmas before. It was the first Masco Norievsky I got. My wife got it for me for my birthday or for Christmas. And F sharp, really super, super stiff. I had another one, a D sharp, a while back, but I ended up selling it to a friend. Awesome harp, but it sounded like a distorted guitar. It was super breathy, really sensitive, really loud. This is more melodic. Super awesome, the Norievsky is, at least this one is, for open close playing. And it should be because Norievsky, I believe, Masco makes Norievsky. And Norievsky, I believe he means it like as an ode to Norway or ode to Norwegian. So it's his version of a moonop. And in fact, it's not a standard crimp. He cut through the center of it and then crimped it, put a weld on it as well. Oh, cool. Which harp did you end up getting? And which that's impressive. Masco's an impressive craftsman anyways, to cut right. I don't know exactly how he did it, but he cut right through the frame. And then here it's cut wide. Here it's just barely cut through. So I wonder if we used a little disc grinder. Oh, dude, Glaser and Sail are awesome. Like, I call it like Glaser and Sail. And sometimes you got to, like, I uptune them. This one I uptune to G number 2 at 432 hertz. I do a lot for F sharp for people as well because that's another good open close plan. And sometimes you got to adjust for your third plane alignment. Sight down, and if it's playing a little bit fuzzy, you'll notice it's tweak a little bit this way, a little bit that way. Adjust it. Be sure not to go too far. And then they'll play like they play almost like a budget moonop. I believe it was Aries Sam's told me, he's like, the Sail and I think the Frigate, he's like, oh, these are melodious little harps. And I was always like, I'm not interested in buying them. I was more into buying the big, long Glaser that are super loud. But yeah, the Sail ain't expensive, but they are awesome. I mean, oh, yeah, if you want to send it to me, I could also tell you how to do it. I've got a tuner app on my phone, or a guitar tuner might even work. I'll take and I'll pluck it. Like if I'm tuning in the scale of 440 hertz, I'll set my tuner to 440 hertz scale, and I'll play it open, just with my tongue in the center, no technique applied. I'll see where that is, and I'll raise it to the next note. I'll take and I'll put it on my grinder. My bench grinder has a low setting, like it has a knob on it so I can turn it up and down. So I put it on the lowest setting, and then I grind off a little bit off each side, and then I play it again. I do that until I'm like right under the note, till I'm about, half a cent under the note, just barely under the note I want to get to. And then they leave a little burr on it. So I take, I've got it's a hone for a cylinder bore hone. There's a company in Salina. There's lots of manufacturing companies, but they use it to polish the inside of cylinder bores. And I take and I rub it on there till it's absolutely smooth. And that raises me to my note, because even polishing something, love me the Sail and Frigate. Oh yeah, Sail. I do like them. And then that gives me up. Or if you get one and it's just barely over your note, you can take and you can lightly move the trigger outward, just barely. You don't want to go past 90 degrees ever with a harp. You don't want to out past 90 degrees up. Other than if it's a Pablo Pokin, yeah, go ahead and leave it at whatever angle they leave it at. But you can drop your tone just a little bit, because sometimes Glaserin, when they're shipped in bulk. You can see that when I unbox large numbers of harps, they're shipped in bulk. Like there'll be like Sail, I'll have like 5 or 10 Sail, they'll all be rubber banded together. So when you have harps rubber banded like that hard, a lot of times that lightly bends a reed this way, or if you have a harps clamped on this side of it and they're rubber banded, it'll bend it in this way, so you can just lightly tweak out. But it's all about feeling. It's all about signing the harp, knowing what the harp needs. The harp will tell you what it needs if you mess with harps enough. There was a shop where I'm in Auburn, Alabama, where they're melting down metal, and there was a ton of harps, surprisingly. Oh, dude, like snatch them harps up like old J.R. Smiths and stuff. Be like, hey, I'll throw, if they got a pile of harps, be like, hey, I'll throw you $5. Give me them harps. Give them twice the price of what the metal's worth. And the reason I tuned this to 432 hertz is by accident. My scale sounds a little bit lower than yours. Yeah, I did raise it, and I raised it a little bit more than I intended. Oh, you bought 20. Oh, nice. You have to do some videos of your finds, dude. I don't know if I subscribe to your channel. Remind me in the comments. I'll come over and subscribe to your channel and check out your harps. Please post the tone site. I don't know what that means. But anyways, 432 hertz. I accidentally had my tuner. I tuned a harp to 432 hertz scale for customer, and then I accidentally still had it set on this. And when I was tuning my harp, I'm like, I tuned it until I hit G because I wanted to hit G, and I knew I was somewhere near it. But yeah, so it's in 432 hertz. I don't want to, and I do kind of like the sound of 432 hertz scale, but I just won't be able to play it with most other musicians because most other musicians are going to be playing in a 440 hertz scale. And 432 hertz scale is the scale that people used to play to back in the day, and then was it hundreds of years ago or whatever? People came together and they're like, okay, this is going to be 440 is going to be the standard, and that's just a reference point, you know. I think is it A or C, whatever is tuned, blah blah blah. 440 hertz. I don't know. I'm not that musically inclined. I'm just a harp enthusiast. And some people mistake me for being intelligent. I'm not intelligent, I'm just really enthusiastic. There I go again with my bad posture. It's something I need to work on. I'm trying to grow into my harping. Good posture. Where do you go to the website to find the tone where your harp is already? I don't go to any website. I have a tuner app, and I believe I still have you on Facebook. I'll just remind me, send me a message after the upload's over, and I'll screenshot a picture of the tuner app I use. I don't use free tuner apps. I think I pay like $5 for it because I don't want, you know, an app stealing my information. Pay like $5 in your app store for a good tuning app and play it open, and it'll tell you where it's at. Your Gorka that I sent you, don't tune it. That thing is perfect right where it's at. Don't tune that one, but like Glaser and stuff that's close, go ahead and tune them to the nearest note. When I build harps, I'll take it up to the nearest note. You can also drop it down by adding solder, or like Mark Groudon will drop tune his with beeswax. Here's another. Yeah, that Gorka. Oh, I wish I would have ordered some more of them. I'm gonna get some more coming from Gorka. Them tailless Gorka, because they're like low and growly and really draw startable. Ridiculous. But Mark Groudon, here's a trick you all might try if you want to drop tune your harp. Get yourself some beeswax. Now, I haven't tried this, but the theory's sound. And it's a temporary tuning, and it will stay as long as you don't ever remove it. But you can always go back to the original harp. Take yourself some beeswax and just hand form it. Beeswax is pretty hard. And form it in there. Press it in there. And then play your harp. And see where your tone's at. And if you want to drop it a little bit more, press a little bit more beeswax into it. Or if you want to raise it a little bit more, take a little knife or a little nail file and file a little bit of that beeswax off. Shave a little bit of that beeswax off, and that's going to raise your tone. You're doing the same thing like Zalagi would do as he adds solder to it. And Zalagi actually will add solder to the inside of the knee bend and the tip, and then he will file off a little bit off the knee bend. So he'll drop down below his note, and then he'll file up to it. Whenever I make harps, I take it to the nearest note by grinding a small amount. And you don't want to grind too much off your trigger if you're into removal, because it throws off... Yeah, try the beeswax, because you can always take your harp back to original. But you don't want to take too much off your triggers, because a harp reed, a well-designed harp, is proportional. It's not too wedge-shaped, which makes, if you have a harp that's too wedge-shaped, the reed is, it will make it will have a fast decay rate. You'll hit it, and then it'll be like, dang, because it's too stiff at the back, and there's not enough weight at the forefront. And if you have a harp that's too straight, if it's absolutely straight like a pencil, it will kind of have a wobbly wave to it because there's not enough rigidity behind it. So it's a balancing act. There's proportions involved in the harp. So don't take a harp too far if your proportions are right. And once you get into building or adjusting harps, and you've screwed up a few harps, you'll kind of get to know, oh, this is what a harp wants. And every harp's going to be different, because harps are made, the reed material on a Morchang is going to be way different than what Masco uses. Going to be a lot different than what than what Salagi uses, is going to be different than what I use, because not only are your metals different thicknesses, widths, grinds are different, trigger lengths are different, also the hardnesses are different. I build out of 2 different hardnesses, at a Rockwell of 48 and a Rockwell of 44. I built out a 1095 spring steel at a Rockwell of 48, 0.025 and 0.020. 0.025 is a little bit aggressive. And then 1074 at a Rockwell of 44 and 45, in the thicknesses of 0.020 and 0.025. That was rambly. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a jaw harp nerd or a jaw harp geek or just, I don't know. If you go for one of these, like Nurievsky's, like his F sharp, it is a really stiff reed. Now, I didn't even understand it because I didn't have the melodicness in me. I hadn't taken lessons yet from Mark Groudon, which his new video of his harp playing, like his melodic, he's playing melodically on a Tartar Kubis, and he's playing 2 different parts on top of each other. Absolutely awesome. He just messaged me yesterday. Oh, you want another lesson here pretty soon? I'm like, oh yeah, I do need that. Maybe tomorrow if there's time, I'll take another melodic lesson, because it's nice having a teacher, somebody who's musically trained, who uses them big words and knows what it is. Anyways, I don't even remember what I was talking about before I went off on how awesome Groudon is. Yeah, when I played this harp, I didn't have it in me. I didn't have the knowledge to understand it. It's like a lot of the Morchang. I just never had the skill. I didn't know how to understand it. Oh, Dr. Groudon, what are you doing, dude? How is you, man? I was just talking about you. I was saying horrible things, man. No, that's Mark Groudon. Subscribe to his channel. He's very cool. Very knowledgeable. He might be at the fest, too. And he's the one who let me know about this melodic stuff. I was actually, where was I? I was out doing something, running errands, and I got a call from him because I'd been talking to him on Facebook, and he was talking about melodic playing. I was like, oh, yeah, I do melodic playing. And then I was talking to him actually on the phone, and he said he'd teach me how to do melodic playing. I'm like, I don't really need that. I know how to play melodic. And he's talking about open close, and I'm like, I know how. And he started explaining it to me over the phone. I'm like, over opening and closing your glottis. I'm like, oh wait, that's something totally, I've never heard of that. I want to get into that. I want to give a try at that. And I'm still not very good at it, but I'm getting better. Man, the pollen in the air, or whatever springtime does, makes me awful coffee. This Masco Nurievsky, very good for the open close. And it makes me want to go back. I got a whole bunch of Litvinov in, and every Litvinov I've ever gotten I really loved and sold. But I had an A and a B, maybe even a C, and the A was just ungodly stiff, and I didn't like it. I only played it for a customer, and then ended up selling it to another customer in the UK, and I don't know whether he liked it or not, but super stiff. I think I'm going to have to get another A2 made by him and keep one for my personal collection, because maybe I just didn't understand it. Just like this Nurievsky that's very stiff, I just didn't understand it. And I've been going through a lot of harps in my collection, replaying them, because I know a little bit more now, so I can understand what some instruments are, just like this Gorka Morchang. Didn't much like them in the beginning, but they're kind of melodious, kind of draw startable, and really good for playing it hard, especially when a kid's upstairs asleep, because it's not screaming loud. Very fun. Didn't like them when I first played them just because I didn't understand it. And I think another thing that's been helping is, where is it at? That Gingong. I've been playing that Gingong a lot. When I first unboxed them, I didn't understand it all. The maker told me, Steve Kinwald out of Japan told me, he's like, I have a friend that dried out. Oh, cool. I couldn't even play him. The maker, he told me, like, you be careful when you're unboxing him, because you may not know how to play them. They may have a learning curve to them, and they may require a break-in period. And I'm like, oh, well, I can play it. And I unboxed them, and I couldn't play them. He was telling me last night that this knot needs to be faced toward the back. And I don't know if I'm doing this correctly, but let's just flip it around and see what happens. That's playing a little bit easier. I think he's right. I think I've been playing it backwards this whole time. That just goes to show I don't know very much. I'm just a really enthusiastic harp player, and I really enjoy playing. But as far as a lot of instruments go, I just don't know a whole lot. So I got tons to learn, ton to grow, and that's exciting. I like learning. I like growing. And these Ari Sam's put it pretty good. He said these are difficult to play. Yes, they are difficult to play at first, but there's a simple primitive melody that's involved in them that you really like. Last night I was playing it for probably half an hour, and I really zoned out and got lost in it. It conjures up visions when you're playing it. It just conjures up visions of, our ancestors sitting around a fire with no other instruments other than percussion instruments and instruments like this and flutes and stuff, just getting down. The old style rhythms, the old style vibrations, and I really appreciate, something that dates back, 1,000 years or better. The Suzap, wherever it may be, I still haven't got much sound out of this. And this is another design from Papua New Guinea, and Steve Ken Wald says it dates clear back to Stone Age. And I was like, whoa. But it's not a string pulled instrument. You tap it, and I'm not going to be able to make much sound with this because I don't know how to play it. Something about you tap it, and I've got a little bit of sound of that once. Well, several times. Oh, I got noise out of it. Heck yeah, I'm going to have to do some practicing in the upcoming months. But yeah, you tap it and you use the string as a fulcrum point, he said. So this has the steepest learning curve of any harp that I've ever played. So imagine people back in Stone Age times playing, I think this is a palm frond, maybe. Maybe it's a bit of bamboo, but I thought he said it was palm something. I think the palm frond is actually the leaf. Oh, we're coming up on an hour already. We're at 48 minutes. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that some more. What is everybody playing? What are y'all up to tonight? What's your poison noise wise? Let's see. Oh yeah, of course we got the new Clackamore came out. Let's see. Oh, this is the first weekend of the month. I think the next weekend of the month I'm going to be going to Ad Astra to the coffee shop, doing some live playing. They have open mics. So yeah, this would be a good thing. And I'll talk to the band. Like, hey, can I play along with? Because they kind of have a house band and then a band that plays there, and then people come and play as well. And when I was playing the harp there one time, guy was playing some type of a thing where you rub it down the side and go click, snap, click, snap. This would be a good instrument for like playing along with bands because there's no tuning involved. It's just purely percussive. Anyways, hand's kind of going dumb, but yeah, it is. And he's made a ton of different styles of this. This is by far my favorite because you can hit up and down it. Much better than any Clackamore I played before. Digging it, I got like 49 of them out in my garage. I'm going to the beach at sunrise. I'll be playing 4 harps out there. Oh, yes, definitely. Also, if you make a video, upload it to YouTube, publish it. Also, upload it to Facebook, publish it, and then publish it on our North American Jaw Harpist on our Facebook page. And I'll share it to like 4 other pages from there. But a little bit of we're going to get into a little bit of how to be successful on YouTube and how to be successful on Facebook. If you make YouTube videos are for YouTube. Share them on Twitter, share them on, Google Plus, that kind of thing. But if you want your videos to go further on Facebook, take that same video and don't share your YouTube videos on your Facebook, because YouTube and Facebook, they don't get along. They don't like each other. They're like Ford and Chevy. They're two competitors. Take your video and upload it directly to Facebook, and then make it public, and then post it to a few pages, and your posts are going to go a lot further. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, go live on Facebook and then share it to our North American Jaw Harpist thing. But yeah, your posts on Facebook are always going to go further if they're uploaded directly to Facebook, because then they're kind of like the property of Facebook, instead of like, Facebook will never put stuff in people's news feeds if it's a YouTube post. Like the YouTube posts that you see on Facebook you have to find them. You have to go to the page and look at them. They're not going to show up in your feed. Facebook posts, the algorithm will throw it into your feed. I just discovered the Jaw Harp and still trying to decide a professional one to buy. Do you want something breathy? Do you want something for like techno? Do you want something high or melodic? Do you want something for Carnatic style playing? I've got a ton of different styles of harps. There's a ton of different style harps out there. I can play any style of harp you want. Tell me what type of music you want. And low range. Dude, there is no better. Let me see if I can find that. There is no better low instruments out there that I have played. If you want to go super, super low or even mid-range low, Shamanic. Well, the Shamanic pattern, I sold my last one. I have him making several more. And also, I've got him making 3 deep basses. Niega range. And high. Okay, we're going to go over some low-range instruments, some high-range instruments. There's no better maker out there that I've found for like super deep basses than Niega, or mid-range basses than Niega. There was one called the Crocodile that really turned me on. That one's by Glazerin. I can actually get a hold of me. I'll get it for you a little bit cheaper than you'll get it anywhere else. That Glazerin Crocodile, I'm getting ready in the next week or so to put in an order. I deal directly with Glazerin. I don't order harps from any websites. I order in bulk directly from makers from my website. So get a hold of me on Facebook or email me at bebcorp1@gmail.com, and I'll get you Crocodile thrown on there. It's got a bridge on the end of it. I think it's brass or gold plated. It's pretty expensive, but and it should be really easy to play. But it's got the bridge on the end, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, just get a hold of me and I'll throw it on my order and get it for you for cheaper. But as for low range instruments like your low deep basses, Niegas are the most stable. His deep bass, I don't have one of. This is his old deep bass. I had some deep basses, a deep bass that was like that long. It was like at 32 hertz, and I could play it almost as fast as mid range. His basses play stable. A lot of other basses like the Salagi basses, they don't play stable. They play really clicky. Masco deep basses like the Titan is a little bit clicky. Niega's the way to go. This is one of his old deep basses. I don't have any of his new deep basses in stock anymore. Then his new instruments play a lot better than that. That's his old deep bass I picked up from a friend for cheap. He was selling some instruments, but his like mid-range basses, this is smooth, or his schematic pattern, really awesome. If you go to my website, the one Niega I've got up is his shaman pattern, but it's out of stock. He's got to build me some more. Also, his smooth instruments, his smooth mid-range, which I do have in stock. This is a G sharp I kept for myself. A lot of the time when you get around G sharp, A instruments, you can't play them fast. These instruments you can play fast. They're super stable. The way he does his reeds, Jim Headley just bought one for me. You have to play a Niega, like especially his new one. They have a stiffness, but it also yields really well, so they don't feel stiff. Super awesome. yeah, the Niega, every shipment of Niega I get, I'm more impressed than the last. Even the ones I got from him last fall, they were really good. They were really loud, and every shipment since then they've gotten better. The trigger consistencies have gotten better. The reed stabilities have gotten better. Does a sound tongue mean that it's easier to click double time? Does a sound tongue? You can play. I don't do a lot of outward playing, but yeah, you can. On the Niega, you can play them inward and outward pretty easy. No, not necessarily. It's more the reed stability and the orientation of the trigger dictates whether you can play inward and outward pretty fast. Niega, you can play inward and outward really fast. Definitely faster than any of the basses I played so far. Especially his, my mind was blown when I played that one down at 32 hertz, which is humans can only hear down to about 20 hertz. At 32 hertz, which it was like wall, 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 wall. And I could play inward and outward fast. Just something about the way he does his triggers. I'm not sure if he does them out of Russian saw blades, but possibly some of them appear to be distally tapered like a sword. If you're not familiar with what distal taper is, a proper European longsword tapers in one direction, and it also tapers distally from the other direction. So it makes his reeds look like he did that with them, which is a ton of work, but it super awesome stability. Not whippy at all. Then, high instruments. It depends on how high you want to get into. I've got Mohan's making another shipment of instruments. I've got a shipment of Mohan's melodic bass coming, which I don't know if anybody here has ever played or even seen. Before that, I had never heard of a bass Morchang, but he has a melodic bass Morchang he's making. He's making mid-range harps. He's also making his higher harps. Mohan, if you want a loud, high harp with clarity, Mohan's the way to go. I pay him extra. I pay him about 20% more than anybody else pays him. And I also pay him profit sharing, which any harp you buy from the Harpery, other than the Dan Moy, because the Dan Moy I just have contact with the exporter, with the Vietnamese exporter. Any harp you buy from the Harpery, the makers are going to get profit sharing. I set aside a proceed of a portion of those funds off to the side, and whenever I pay for a new order, I pay that profit sharing back to them, because our makers out there, all these people, they're not rich, they're not wealthy. I was talking to one of the better makers in the world, and I had an order in with him, and he asked me if I could pay a little bit ahead of time. His rep was due, and I was like, what? This is like one of the best makers in the world. And he's, worried about his rent. So I'm trying to give a little bit more back to the makers. The makers, they're where it's at. They're the people who are, putting their sweat and their time and their struggle into these instruments. And some of them, like Mohan, he's making and forging them by hand, sitting on the dirt on a little teeny anvil, which is impressive that you can make an instrument that's this precise. Look at the gaps on that. Can you see them? Can't. They're almost as tight, pretty much. Well, some of them are as tight as a Babayev. And you got to warm them up just to even be able to play them, just because of how tight they are. And we need to appreciate our makers more. Our makers, they're the reason we're able to do this. They're the craftsmen, and they're not. I don't think any of them are really wealthy. Yeah, the makers are awesome. Shout out to all the makers out there. And there's more makers coming out all the time. There's a resurgence in interest in the jaw harp, and more people are finding out about it because of social media, because that their interweb and whatnot. So yeah, let's get back on track. I'm a rambler, especially when I got a little bit of caffeine in me like now. So yeah, the Mohan, I think all of them except for one are untuned. Really stiff. You can get, Lahiri put it best. He said you can get techno out of it, you can get trance out of it, you can get Indian music out of it. Mohan, they are sensitive and they're loud. Probably even get breathing patterns out of it. Oh, dude, yeah, the Mohan are good. Like I mailed one to Pablo, what's his name? And he had gotten one from another website, and he said, yes, the gaps. He affirmed it. Yes, the gaps are tighter on these. I pay Mohan extra to take his time on them. I don't haggle with them. A lot of the times you can haggle with Indian harp makers. I'm not going to haggle with them anymore because I don't want them to rush through. I don't want them to have to hurry to make up for, losing a little bit of their price when they're making a lot of instruments and rush through it. I want them to take their time and every Morchang be the best one they can create. So really good for that open close melodic. Then I had we'll do a little comparison. Compared to the sought after Babayev. Babayev, I love his instruments, but it always takes me more time to play a Babayev because I've got to warm it up, the coconut oil. You will be able to, in the future, in the upcoming month, I'll have it on there. I've had such a hard time getting products up on the new website just because of the time constraints, and I had to do battle with my computer, my nice Mac computer. I did battle with it today. I had to call customer support. So got no more new products up there, but any of these harps, if you're interested in them and they're not on my website, theharpery.com, get a hold of me on Facebook, shoot me a message at the Harpery, and I can send you demos of instruments and do PayPal and debit right over there and get you an instrument out the door. My shipping's free here in the United States, and then I think to Canada I add an extra $6, and then $10 to pretty much any other country except for India. India I can't ship to. This is the sought after Babayev Munop. Excellent. Hard to get because Babayev is just so busy because everybody. Oh, you live in Canada? Oh, that's awesome. How's the weather up yonder? It's been so nice these past couple of days, especially on Monday and Tuesday. We had 3 tornadoes. Was it Monday or Tuesday? Was it 3 tornadoes in the area? Then another couple. Awesome. I don't think anybody's house blew down. There was an F3 out near Tesket. That's A2. And in the past, beautiful here on the West Coast. Oh, why not India? But that's an interesting question because from a lot of my research, shipping to India, I can ship through the U.S. Post Office and it'll go through the Indian Post. There's a chance that it will get held up in customs and that you have to go there and pay customs a bribe. Sometimes it'll go through all right. And sometimes when you ship to India through the post, anything of value, if they feel there's something of value in there, they'll cut the package open, take it out, tape the package back up, send it on there. Well, with FedEx, I can ship it and guarantee that it gets there. But the price of shipping 5 to 6 ounces, which is the one heart plus packaging in a case, is $70. So for me to pay $70 to ship one harp to India, I can't afford to do that. Now, I can get harps from India shipped really cheap. I think the last shipment cost me $100. I got 30-some harps shipped this way in bulk, but that was through DHL. So it's easier to get harps shipped from India to here than it is to ship harps into India. And let me see if I can find my A2. In the past, I've called A2 A3. The A above a G2 is actually A2. So my apologies. I'm not very musical. I'm just a dude who makes noise. I think that's my A2. Yep. I've had some bad luck sending things to the Philippines. Really, I've never shipped to the Philippines. I've shipped to Canada all the time. I've shipped to Spain, Germany, a couple other ones. I just sent one to Finland a while back. It hasn't arrived yet. That was that giveaway harp. Vesa Mienpao ended up winning it. But yeah, I ship all the time to Canada. I've shipped to several other countries without any hitches, without any problems. The Babayev is more melodic than the Mohan is, just barely, but the Mohan is quite a bit louder. And the gaps. I'd say I'd give Babayev, his gaps are a little bit tighter, but not much tighter. The tightest gaps I've ever seen have been Mohan or Babayev, then Mohan, then I'd say Amensionov in that order. Litvinov on par with the Amensionov. So yeah, those are the tightest I've seen. Mohan are just the Mohan I get, and all Mohan are going to be gapped really, really tightly. But the ones I get, I pay them extra to gap them extra tight. Just ridiculous. And some of his higher up instruments, like his D3 and stuff, are actually I find them hard to play because I'm not that skilled. And especially playing the melodics that far up in the scale, I have a hard time playing them. But yeah, around G, A, and he's going to be doing some mid-range ones. He's also going to be doing some bass ones down in the A1, G1, G sharp range. Super awesome. And I had a video of him, and I haven't been able to post because a friend sent it to me, of him playing a melodic bass and him playing his bass Morchang open close, which that's hard to get open close on that low of an instrument. Yeah, I want to, in the next couple of years, I want to get over to India and I want to meet the makers. That's going to make some awesome video, going to Rajasthan and, hanging out with them, and getting to hang out with Mohan. That'd just be that'd just be something cool. He turned me on to a way to adjust harps. I said, some of them like, your harps are capped so tight. Some people may not be able to play them, especially the higher up ones. He's like, well, if you want to spread them out, and he didn't tell me this, I just got a video. Oh yeah, dude, Dr. Grouden trip to India, and he turned me on to this. And I don't think he speaks any English, but when we go over there, we're gonna have a guy who goes down there to visit him who will translate for us. He laid one of his morchang on the side of his anvil at an angle, because his morchang are diagonal, a lot of harps, and he laid it on the side of there, and he was tapping. He took his hammer and he was like, tap, 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 and then he flip it over, tap, 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 tap. And I've actually done this on one of my instruments. I couldn't get it adjusted. It was just too wonker. And so I did that on the side of my little railroad triangle. I did some tapping, 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 flipped it over, tapping, tapping, tapping. I looked, and it shifted my reed, because I have problems if my reed's off at the bottom. It shifted my whole reed over. So I think those taps grow the harp, so it shifts the whole back part of the harp. So I'm excited to start using that in my upcoming harp builds when I have time again, because I'm able to do a level of adjustment that I've always fought to do, because I put them in vices. I pull them this way, pull them that way with pliers, and pull them this way, pull them that way. Those little taps I've seen in a video of Babayev adjusting harps, but it wasn't close up enough you could see exactly what he's doing. But that's part of how makers get that tight of gaps. Because as you clamp a harp down, your tips will get tighter, and then the backs of your reeds will get looser there, and then you'll do more adjustment, and then it'll be off, or it'll be too tight in one spot. So it's awesome to be able to shift the entire reed just by tapping it at different places on the edge of an angle. And Mohan, I'm rambling again. You tuned into this. This is on you. Y'all's views are help funding this bizarre behavior. Love the art in the back. Oh, dude. Let's check it out. And it's going to be loud because I got this. This is what I was working on last weekend. And tonight I'm going to be working on this part right here. I did this part with my right hand. I did this part with my right hand right here. And then this part from here over is all left hand. And then the middle, I filled in with my left and my right hand. So I'm doing some ambidextrous style art for part of my junior year when I was in high school. I had to draw and do all my writing left-handed because I broke my hand, which I was born left-handed anyways. Mama Beb said that the world was made for right-handed people. With the mic back in front of me, she said the world was made for right-handed people, so she converted me from left hand to right hand. I still when I shoot, shoot left-handed. My kicks are stronger left hand, and my boxing is better southpaw as well. So I guess I'm not 100% right-handed, but I'm trying to get back into doing some more things with my left hand, because that opens up another part of your brain, doing something ambidextrous. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and I had what else? I'm gonna play one more harp. We're at 69 minutes. We're just touch under 70. We're over an hour now. The upload should have already ended. I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Or actually, I don't know if I'd run out of stuff to talk about. I'm running out of stuff to play. Let's see, what should we play? Play something cheap. I'm gonna play the Clackamore one time. One more clicker doodle. And then we're gonna play one more harp. We're gonna be done. That's Waylon Harmon's new design. Adjustable. You can get play, clear out of it. You can adjust it here. I think by the 7th, it's going to be available on clackamore.net. I've got like 49 of them put together in my garage. He showed on his Facebook profile, he has a stack of what looks to be 200 or 300 of them. So really cool. Might have these available too at Winfield. I talked to the people from the Winfield, the Walnut Valley Festival, and I sent in an application, and I might get a go vend and go hang out at the Winfield Big Bluegrass Festival. So that's going to be fun. The next summer, I'm definitely going to be going to more festivals, bringing harps, bringing clackamores, because I believe that the jaw harp, the clackamore, danmoy, stuff like that, mouth bows, they're a simple instrument to learn. Anybody, it doesn't matter who you are, you can learn how to play the harp, you can learn how to play a clackamore, you can learn how to play a mouth bow, because you're using all the tools you talk with. I'm going hoarse, as your vocal cords are vibrating. and you're manipulating all the sound that comes off there. So you're using tools that you already use every day to talk and to sing and to yell at your neighbor's dog. Can you show what you mean by open, close playing? I'm not sure. Yes. Yes, we can. I'm going to blow my nose because this time of the year I'm kind of congested. But on to talk about how we should get the jaw harp more. We should get the clackmore more out there more, the Dan Moy out there more, because everybody, these are instruments for everybody. Everybody should have the ability to play music, because everybody, I don't care who you are, you have a song inside of you. It may not be the same song as somebody else's, but everybody carries music inside them. Part of humanity is musicality. Even the people who say, "Oh, I'm not musical, I can't play a note," they'll be the ones who you catch singing when they think they're working all alone. Also, my mouth waters a lot when I'm playing, so I'm wondering. Yeah, that does happen occasionally. Man, I'm really... springtime and especially fall time, you'll hear me snorting and coughing because my body just don't like the pollen. Yeah, that happens sometimes to me as well, especially like when I used to drink beer and play the harp a lot. Because you're already salivating because you tasted something, or if you eat something, or if you're smelling something savory, you're going to be salivating. And if you think about salivating, you're probably going to salivate a lot more. Kind of like if you think, you're like, okay, don't yawn, you'll instinctively yawn. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's all downhill from here. We're going to touch on open close playing for just a second. I'm going to do Mohan. Now, open close, we are. And Dr. Groudon, get a hold of him. He's the one who taught me how to do this. And I'm still learning. I'm a student of the form. I'm not a master of anything. Yeah, I'm not a master of anything on the harp. I consider myself a student of the form of playing the harp, because I'm going to continue learning things about the harp until I die. That is interesting that you say that, because how I found out. Oh, nice. Yeah, everybody has, instinctively, humanity, we have music in us. Everybody does. And it may not be to standard time or standard tuning, but we all have a gnarly song in us. A lot of gnarly songs. Open close playing is you can get two notes, two sounds out of every mouth position. If you're just... Now, this is a deep conversation we're going to go into, and I got about 2 minutes left before I got to go. If we play one note, just hold your tongue in the center. Breathe out or breathe in lightly. Without moving from that position. And open close is selecting specific tones, specific notes within a scale. From that same mouth position, if I just hold my breath, just feel yourself hold your breath, go. Did you feel that? Something changes down there. Something closes, something holds. That's your glottis slamming shut, I think. Watch. We're going to breathe, hold the breath. Breathe, hold the breath. We're not going to move anything. We can change the tone just off our glottis. I never really moved the tongue. I did slightly drop my tongue on accident as I felt the yawn and cough coming on. I dropped my tongue, but most of what I was doing there was closing my glottis. Now, if I do a tone above that, move my tongue slightly, then breathe again, then close again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then open again. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can go all the way up to 9 or 12, and I think there's 6 or 9 below that. So you've got a ton of tones. And melodic play, open close play, is opening and closing the glottis to get those changes. I'm just going to try to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh man, I'm coughing. And practice your scales like that. And at first, like I get 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, or 1, 2, 8. I move my tongue so much. So with melodic play, we're not moving hardly at all. We're staying in a simple sort of range, but we're picking out specific tones. And when you start getting into close play, you get, instead of these big steps, we're getting little steps. We're getting twice as much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, kind of. And then you can also, I believe, down deeper in the throat, you can go down from there. And I'm not very good at that. I'm still very much a beginner at this. Mark Groudon he's good. Vladimir Markov is good. Aksenti Biskrovny is excellent at it. A lot of them Russians are good at it. Sigurd Brock, I believe. Munhop 1 and 2. Look up those. Listen to it tonight when you're getting when you're getting into your Saturday night. Super gnarly. Sigurd Brock, or Sigu. Hold on, I'm just gonna spell it out. I believe. Look up this. I believe it's spelled like that. Sigurd Brock, Moonhop 1 and Moonhop 2. Listen to them. That is fantastic open close playing in the Norwegian style. Moonhop are made for melodic style play. I messed up at the end there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Practice your skills every day on a melodic style instrument. It's easiest to get that melodic style play out of harps around F sharp, G, G sharp, A2, those higher up instruments. You can get them on a good instrument that's made for melodic play about anywhere, but those are the easier places. Get them, and I'm just going to go ahead and get into some melodic play. You can hear that whoa, that's closed, and when I'm breathing, there was open, there was close, open, close, close, open, close, open. I think, but yeah, I'm being more selective. Used to be when I play, I'd be all over the place. I'd be producing all sorts of sounds. Just here I want to select more, so I'm putting together melodies. And I'm gonna have to do some more training with Mark Groudon, because he's very musical. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and call it with that. We're at 77 minutes. That was a pretty good upload. I thank you to all of you who tuned in. It was great talking to y'all. I love y'all. I hope you have a great weekend. Be sure to check out the new Clackamore on clackamore.net. Waylon Harmon's new design it'd be crispy. I'm still a beginner at playing them too. I'm better at building them than I am at playing. You see Waylon Harmon playing, he's been playing the Clackamore, and he invented them. He's been playing it for so long, he just drum all the way up and down it. Fantastic. I love y'all. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Keep your harps clean. Keep your harps oiled. Stay awesome. Love y'all. What do I think of Utai? I think she's absolutely fantastic. I think she's awesome. I stole one of her workout jaw harp techniques. You can actually see her. She planks in plank position. Plank position is a push-up position. Like if you were in push-up position, instead of being on your arms, planking on your forearms and playing the harp. And I do my rhythmic breathing circuits, and it will really make you good at hillbilly breathing. If you get hillbilly breathing down, then you start doing it planking. You will. Somebody just said about peas off. Oh, that's a customer or a friend. But yeah, do planking and playing the harp. It's going to not only build your strong core and build good, strong breathing, it's also good for your harp technique. Playing in positions that are difficult, positions that are uncomfortable. By the time if you do that for a week, playing in plank position, when you go back to playing in regular sitting position, you're like, man, this is like, before it was like wading through 3-foot deep mud. Now this is like walking in sand. It just opens up your mind to other stuff. One thing I do love Utai's music, and I'm MMA, used to play before and after fights. Oh, nice. I did MMA for about 4 years. I ended up having 3 or 4 different fights. Trained for years. Still train jiu-jitsu every once in a while. That's awesome to meet another MMA fighter. But I don't anymore. I'm like 33 years old. I'm like, I don't need to be going through the abuse anymore. But anyways, there for a while, Utai, people were messaging me about 10 times a day. Hey, have you seen this? So yeah, Utai's awesome. Fantastic player. I love y'all. Have a great weekend. Adios. Adios. How do I get out of this?